Welcome back, friends. This is Sonia here. I hope people are turning up. So yes, today we are live again at our channel Growing Craft, and we are waiting for few more people to come up. And hi Deepa. And yes, of course, today also we have a giveaway on our channel, so please don't miss that. Hi Gitika, hi Payal. So good to see you girls. So we are waiting for some more people. Hi Deepa. How are you all doing? Hi Himanshi. So I know by this time you all know that what we all are doing. We are going to work on this big door hanger. I hope my video is clear. Please let me know girls if my video is clear and if you can hear me clearly. Hi Bhagya. Hi Himanshi. Everyone, please don't write ma'am. I don't like to be called ma'am. Please call me Sonia. I feel so good and I feel so much like I'm a friend of yours. So please call me Sonia. Hi Meghna. I'm good Himanshi. I'm doing really good. How are you? Hi Priyanka. What are we making today? Can you guess? Or can you suggest me something? See, I have decided I'm going to work on this MDF door hanger base, but I have not decided what. So you guys can pour in your suggestions and let me know what we should do. Thanks Himanshi for confirming. Priyanka, I'm still waiting for your reply. What do you think? What should we make today? Like, what kind of work you want to see today? So usually when there is any of the live sessions happens, it's like more of people have already decided, but here I always, whenever I come up, I had never ever decided any of these things. So I do it on the instant that whatever things I want to do. Hi Tanushri. Thank you so much for joining. Girls, we have a huge giveaway this time also, and the winners of our first giveaway will be announced tomorrow morning. But yes, still you have to share those posts, and of course for this live session also we are having a giveaway, so please do share this video on different groups as much as you can. Hi Prerna. Video is not clear. Tanushri, if you can just tell me like what's the exact problem, cause I don't know. How about knife painting? Yes, we can do knife painting. Mixed media, yes, we can do that also. Priyanka, is the video clear now? Let me just wipe it off. Is it clear now? Girls, please let me know if the video is clear so that we can start. Prerna is saying mixed media. Yes, we can do mixed media. So I have already picked a few of the things which I thought that I should use in this video. I'm not at all sure. So now this is one of the baskets which I have, and this has all the stickers. Then I have one of the basket with all the paper flowers, and I have this box of full of my handmade paper flowers. I'm not sure if you girls have seen this. So these are all the handmade flowers which I have done. The video is already there on my channel, so you can check that. Tanushri, I really don't know why the video is not very clear, because from my end everything is same as. Is it better now? Just let me know. Hi Anjali. Is it better now? Himanshi, the material what I use are very easily available on any of the online stores. Like even if you go to Amazon, all these supplies are available. So usually what I do is, if you go to my YouTube channel, I have all the links mentioned on those videos, so that you can buy directly from there. Thank you. Hi Alicia, so good to see you back today. So let me keep these aside, and I think now we can start it. Girls, again I'll remind it, we again have a huge giveaway for this live video also, and one lucky person is going to get a goodie bag from us. So please do share this video as much as you can. Hi Shushma. Okay, I am great that the video is clear. Shall we start, girls? Shall we start? I'm so excited to work. Hi Ami, I was waiting for you. Okay, so I'm just thinking that maybe we can do with an air dry clay today. Now this is an air dry clay. I am going to post all these links once my live video is done, and of course on my YouTube channel all my links are mentioned. Do check that, and please do not forget to share this video as much as you can. Now how we will be using these clay. So I have this mold. This is a silicone mold, and I am going to create some beautiful pieces for my door hanger. Now the base what I have picked up today is an MDF piece, and we are going to work on that. So here I have taken up my silicone mold. My clay is wet. This is an air dry clay. You go to any of the local stores, stationery stores or any of the shops, you will get it, and they are super easy available, and they are one of the best mediums. But I feel like if you want to add some texture or you want to create your own flowers or anything, these are one of the best supplies. So yeah, as you can see that here I am done with my pressing, and now I'll take it back. I'll just press it again so that this portion becomes straight. Now again I'll take it back, and very gently you need to start removing this. Can you see my mold is coming out, and it's looking beautiful, looking gorgeous. Wow, this was super easy. Let me take this up and show you. So this is how it has come out. Now I'll take some more clay and I'll make one more. This is very easy. If you don't have air dry clay, on my channel or YouTube channel Growing Craft, I have already done a video where me and my daughter, we had already done an homemade air dry clay video. So you can check that also, and you can make these at your home, and it's going to be really fun. So it was during this lockdown period that we wanted some clay, we didn't got it, so we thought of making it of our own, and it really worked well. Girls, please don't forget to forward this video as much as you can. Now it's time to remove my second piece. This has also came out so beautifully. Now I'm going to keep these aside to dry out because we need to work it, stick these on our MDF base, and it will take time. Now I'll keep these back on my airtight container. So whenever you're using your clay, air dry clay, make sure you keep them in an airtight container so that it lasts longer. Now our mold work is done. I'm going to keep it aside. Now we will start working on this one. Now this is an MDF base. The approximately size of this one is 10.5 inches by 4 inches. So this is quite big. This is a bigger one than the regular door hangers what you get. So yeah, now we are going to work on this. Now earlier we had done with our DIY modeling paste, so you can use that also. Like earlier in my video I had shown you, you can make your own DIY clay like this, or you can go with some nice brand. So Montmartre is something which I really like, so you can try with this also. Otherwise there are many other brands, the Indian brands, even the Craftologer also have, so you can check all these brands for the supplies. Now I need to work out for the stencils. So usually when we are working on the stencils, I prefer to have a nice background so that when you cover it on your project, it spreads out well and it gives a nice texture to your project. So today I will be using one of my extremely favorite, this bubble stencil. This one is from Tim Holtz. Hi Sonia. Thanks Pushpanjali. Thanks Alicia for sharing. Girls, please share this video as much as you can. It really encourages me to see that many of the people are watching this video, and it's really good feeling. So now first we need to create a nice texture here. So here I have my Montmartre modeling paste. Now this is really creamy. This is really creamy. As you can see that this is so creamy, this is so beautiful, and I love using these on my project. You can make your own modeling paste also. The video links are already mentioned on my Facebook page. I can share that again once this live channel is done. Hi Nehal, hi Archana. Now we will start with adding some texture to our base. Okay, now we are going to repeat the same. Let us start from this point. Just be a little careful with your palette knife, you can do it. Otherwise, if you don't have a palette knife, you can just have any of your credit cards, old credit cards or debit cards, you can use that also. What is the difference between modeling paste and texture paste? Okay, so modeling paste is used for adding some kind of dimension to your project, and texture paste is which has some extra texture on it. Let me finish this stencil work, then I'll show you that what exactly is the stencil work, the modeling paste and the texture paste. So usually the stencil size is this broadly and it's perfect. You just need to overlay it and it works perfectly. And here anyways we are not very keen on adding too much of texture, like more of 3D work here, because we are going to play around with other elements too. Please do not press your stencils too much, because otherwise your earlier texture work is going to get ruined. Now this looks fab, this looks beautiful. If you don't have MDF, you can play around with any of your cardboard boxes. I knew this was something which you are going to ask. So wait till the end of the video. I have the projects to show you that on which other materials you can do this work. So just keep on following the process now. At the end, I will definitely show you the other projects what we can do. Now we are done with our texture work and it's time to use our heat gun. Girls, please be careful whenever you are using your heat gun because this is really hot. Please be safe. Once again, I'll remind you all that we have a huge giveaway with this live session. So please do share this video as much as you can. Hi Shalini. Hi Megha. Nidhi, I have some modeling paste but it has become thick. Nidhi, it's super easy. You can always add some water. Just add a bit of water. Keep it aside for a day or at least for 6 to 8 hours and then mix it with a palette knife or a spoon and it will be perfectly fine. So just try it with some water. Otherwise you can even use the acrylic medium. They also work out very well. Oh, thank you so much, Deepa. Thank you. Bina, today we are doing a mixed media door hanger and we are going to play around with some nice different supplies. And yes, Nidhi, yes, definitely you can add water to it. It will work perfectly. Hi Neeru, it's so good to see you. Girls, I'll remind you again, we have a huge giveaway, so please keep on sharing this video as much as you can. And the winners of our previous video will be announced tomorrow morning on our Facebook page. So now we need to let this dry for a quite good time. I hope the video is clear now. I really hope that it's clear. Just let me know if the video is clear and visible to all of you. Hi Soumya, how are you? Hi Meenu. Girls, today I'm seeing very less participation. I really don't know why, but I would have loved to see some more participation. So please keep on sharing this video as much as you can. Now I'm thinking of adding some nice, beautiful sentiment here. Maybe I can have this beautiful bird with us. How about this one? Can you help me in choosing this one, or shall we have something like this motif? Last time we did the floral pattern, so I'm just trying to avoid the floral pattern so that we can have some other work on these. Thank you so much, Sonia. Thank you for sharing. Girls, while this video is going on, you can always ask me your queries, whichever you have, so that I can reply you and you are getting all your queries solved here itself. Yeah, so I think I will go ahead with any of these two. Yeah, Nidhi, I'm confused. I'm liking both of these, so I really don't know. I really don't know which one to choose. I don't know, girls, please help me either with the bird or this one. Please help me out. You choose and then I'll make it accordingly. Hi Manvi. Hi Beena. Okay, so I'm getting so many mixed suggestions. I think I'll go with the bird one. Manvi, today we are doing a door hanger. It's a mixed media plus decoupage door hanger. So we have just started. You haven't missed much more, but later on, of course, you can watch this video so that you get all the details. Now we are going to do our gesso work on this, and today I have picked up my Finnabair heavy gesso, and I was asked that why do we need a heavy gesso, why do we need the casual gesso. Now the gesso is something which preps up your base, and usually with the MDF, the plastic, the steel, having all the bases taking up all your color doesn't work very well. So what you need to do is you need to add a gesso so that your base can absorb all the colors perfectly. So now my Finnabair gesso is really heavy, so I need to add some water to it to make sure that it spreads really well on my base. So here I'm adding it with my flat brush. I would really recommend you to have a flat brush whenever you are doing your mixed media work. And when you are working on a bigger surface, then of course the flat brushes helps a lot in finishing up your projects really fast. So till now what we have done is we have created these beautiful motifs with air dry clay. You can watch this video again once we are done with this session, and you can catch up all. Then second thing what we did is we have used our modeling paste. We discussed about the modeling paste and the texture paste, and now we are doing a gesso work. Now why we are doing a gesso work? Because we want to prep up our base. Now girls, I really wanted to share with you all that I have a Facebook page and I have a Facebook group where you all can share your artwork, and if you are inspired from my project, you can share those projects also, and we love to see the projects the people are making. If you also have a YouTube channel, you can share your video links there. You can share the pictures of your project, and the name of our group is Growing Craft. So on Facebook, you just need to check for Growing Craft, and you can share your projects there. Every month we pick up a lucky winner and they get a goodie bag from us. So do join our Facebook group. That's facebook.com/growingcraft. Now here I am almost done with the brushing up work of my gesso. So this is a very super easy step. You can use acrylic paints, but like I always say on my videos, there is a huge difference in acrylic paint and gesso. So yesterday also I have sent the link on my Facebook page where I have shown you that how gesso and acrylic paints are different. I've also done a video that why you need to have a white color base whenever you are doing a decoupage project, because these are the very little but a very important points when you are doing your mixed media and your decoupage projects. So here I'm almost done. On some of the patches I can see that my gesso has not spread properly, so I'm going to add some more here. So yeah, coming back to acrylic and gesso, you can, if you are a beginner, we completely understand that we don't have all the supplies. So the alternate, the very basic alternate of gesso is acrylic paint. But of course, there is a difference in acrylic paint and gesso. The look and feel is going to be a bit different. So just be careful that what kind of look and feel you will get from your project. So here I'm done. This looks beautiful. This is actually looking really beautiful. Now I'm going to keep it to dry, I'm closing up my jar. So here is one very important and quick tip. If ever you feel that your texture paste, modeling paste, paints, or any of your stuff, the crafty stuff which is there in the jar and the lid is not opening properly, here is a very quick tip. You can take any of the baby oils or even the Vaseline, take a couple of drops and rub it around the jar. Just be careful you don't dip your oil or your Vaseline inside it, just on the sides of your bottleneck, and close it. So what it does is, this really helps in keeping it nice lubricated and your jars open really easily. So this is one of the very quick tip for today, that if your color, texture paste, modeling paste, crackle paints or any kind of paints, the jars are not opening, always make sure that maybe in a month or in a couple of months you repeat this process with all your color paints and jars, and you will see that you are never ever facing that problem. So yes, now here we are done with our quick tip. I hope you all got it. Again, I'll repeat girls, please do share this video as much as you can. Yes, we can use plaster of Paris, but there is a process to it. So I will share the link that how can you use your plaster of Paris for making your texture paste. The video is already there on my channel, so you can check that. Yes, of course you can add water to your gesso. If you have a heavy gesso, then you can add water to it. If it's not a heavy gesso, you really don't need to add water to it, because it depends on the consistency. Deepa, we can use coconut oil, but usually during winters and with the Indian extreme climate, what happens is that even the coconut oil also gets thick. So it's better to use any of the baby oils or the Vaseline. They work perfectly. Now I'm almost done with my drying. Now I just want you all to have a close look. Now if you see this clearly, I have not done the proper white color to my panel. So you can see some of the base color, and that is something which is important, because every time having a plain white base and then working on colors is something which I not prefer every time. So at times I even keep the bases natural with a splash of white color, so that the color combination looks more natural and more beautiful. So here we are done with this process, and finally we have chosen this one. So we need to trim off the bird, and what I'm going to do is I'll take up another round brush. Now this is a step which I absolutely love. You just need to dip your round brush, the water, and take up all the excessive water and trim down the design whichever you want. Now here I want to have this portion on my base. So I'm just going to create a border that whichever portion I want, and then I'll trim this off. Now very quickly and very gently trim off your excessive paper. Now as it's a tissue paper, you will have to be a little careful and you will have to be a little quick, because your water is going to dry out really fast here. So this is done. So this portion is dried out, but no worries, I'll again make a quick brush up, and this is so good to go. So now this is looking beautiful, and a quick run of my heat gun on my napkin so that my plies can come out easily and even the edges can dry out quickly, so that we can start with the next step. Girls, I'll repeat it again, we have a huge giveaway with this live video too. Please do share this as much as you can on the other groups. So here we are done. Now it's time to stick this to our base, but before that, what we are going to do is we are going to stick our motif, and we need to plan out that how we want our motif to be. And I think this is looking great, and this is quite good to me. This looks quite good to me, so we'll go ahead with this plan. Now I'm going to stick up this one with my decoupage glue. So here is my flat brush. I'll just clean it up very quickly, and now I'm going to apply this generously on my motif. So on the back side, I'm applying my decoupage glue. You can use any of the mediums you want and stick it. Okay, so now we will have this at the bottom. This is done. Now what we need to do is we need to color up our motif. Now for coloring this one, what I will be doing is I'll using my heavy gesso, but here I'm not going to add water to it. Now why I'm not going to add water to it? Because this is the motif of clay, and on the clay motif, if you want to color it really well, and as you see that it's not a white base, so I'm going to use my gesso directly as it is without any water. So whenever you are using your gesso, you need to be clear that in which way you want to use it, how you want it to look, and you need to know the look and feel of your material. So always keep on experimenting with your supplies, and this really helps in creating various products with the same supplies. Now I am almost done. Sneha, we are making a mixed media and decoupaged door hanger, a beautiful gift, and with some of the tips and tricks with the supplies whatever we are using today. So no worries if you have missed out our video, you can watch the remaining once we are done with this session. The video is going to be there on my page and even on my YouTube channel. Also, I will be posting this on my Facebook group, where we encourage artists to share their products and share their handmade artwork. Okay, so gesso what I have right now is this one is a heavy white gesso from Finnabair. Then another one which I have is from Crafty Strappers. Then one more white gesso which I have is from Craftalog, and I have one more gesso jar, and this one is from Camel. So all these gesso, they have some other difference, and yes, all of these are available on Amazon. I am sharing all the links once we are done with this video. And yes, so all these brands gesso are different. All these brand gesso, they have something really positive, and they are really a basic supply for any of your mixed media and decoupage projects. So having a white gesso is something which I really recommend for all of you out there. So yes, done with our gesso discussion. Now we need to move on to the next step. I need to dry this up. So I'm using my heat gun to dry this up. If you don't have a heat gun, you can use a hair dryer, but it is different, so just be a little careful when you are using your hair dryer. But heat gun is something which I really recommend to all of you to have it. So I am almost done with my drying, and this is looking beautiful. This is looking absolutely gorgeous. Now it's time to move on to the next step. Let me clean up my brush. So girls, whenever I'm working on my decoupage and mixed media project, so I usually keep 2 containers like this of water, so that if once my first container is done, then I can use the second one immediately. And it's just that it becomes more easy and more handy when you are doing your project. So here it's time to start with our decoupage napkin. Now here I will be using my decoupage glue to stick this. So if you visit my YouTube channel, you can see all these links, how to make your gesso, how to make your decoupage glue there. So that will be really easier for you. Maybe even if you are a beginner, you can check that, and I'm sure you are going to like it. And girls, I do have a Facebook group where we encourage the beginners and even the mid-level artists to come up and share their projects. So do check for Growing Craft group on Facebook and do join us there too. Now here I am done with my sticking work, and the reason why I wanted to do this step today, because I wanted to show you that, see, if you want to have a nice background work, so what you need to do is, on the white portions you can see my texture work is so clear. Okay, you can see that white bubbles out there and it gives a very nice look. And here the bird color is really dark, so it is not going to make much of difference. Hi Reema, how are you? Hi Sahiba, so good to see you here. And yes, now this is done. Now again I need to use my heat gun to dry this up, because whenever we are doing this, drying on each step is really important. How you make base? Poonam, what kind of base you want to know? Like what kind of base you want to make? See, if you don't have an MDF base, you can even do your projects on a cardboard. Like I said, at the end of this live session, I'll show you a couple of projects where I've done mixed media on different kind of bases. So please do watch this till end. Girls, please do share this video as much as you can. And if you girls have any query, please comment here and I can help you all with whatever the queries you have. Thank you so much, Saiba. Girls, here is one more tip, that whenever you use your heat gun on your MDF bases, and if it is not very thick, what happens is that it tends to bend. Now if I can just show you along a base. So now this is my plain cardstock. Okay, I'll just keep it here and you can see some gap. Can you see this gap here? Now this is because of using your heat gun and using too much of water on your MDF base. So do not worry, once this dries out, when this comes in the normal temperature, like right now this is very hot because I've used my water, then I've used my heat gun, so it becomes really hot and it has so many temperature working on it at a one point of time. So what you need to do is, once you're done with your project, let it be there for 1 or 2 days and then it will automatically come to a straight line. So do not worry if your MDF base is getting curved while you are working on it. Niti, so usually with the decoupage, it is said that you need to have a white base so that your colors can pop out really well. Now here, I'll just take a couple of minutes to show you all that why do we need a white base. So let me take out the ply of this napkin. So this is what you have to do when you are doing your decoupage with napkin. You need to remove the plies before sticking. Okay. Now this is the design which I have sticked on my white base. Now I will keep it here. Now can you see the color difference here? Let me take up another base. Okay, let me take up this one. So can you see the difference in color? This is looking a little bit darker. This is looking more brighter. Let me zoom in my camera so that it is clear to all of you. Now girls, if you see that this is looking darker, the bases are looking darker, the background is looking darker. Here the background is looking white, and your the decoupage napkin colors are popping out so well. It is looking so beautiful. So that's the reason it is always recommended to have your decoupage napkins on your white surface, and then you play around with the colors around. So this is something I have explained in more details on one of my videos on my channel. Of course, I will be listing that once we are done with this live session. I hope that was clear, that why you need to have a white color base when you are working with your decoupage napkins. Ritu Singh, I have used a decoupage napkin here so that I can show you beautiful background making with this one. So yeah, now this has dried out well, and I have decided to use this MDF sentiment. I need to take this out very carefully because this is really delicate. Okay, now this looks beautiful. I'm confused on which size to use. I think I'll go with that one only. Now first we need to make sure that everything has dried out well. That's really important. Girls, once again I'll repeat that we have a huge giveaway with this video also, so please do share this video on as much groups as you can. And for my last live session, the winners will be announced tomorrow morning on our Facebook page, so do stay tuned. Right now, as we are working here, and now we need to move on to the next step, and here we need to play around with the colors. So today I have decided to use the neon colors, and I just loved the color and everything of this napkin. So this is a very subtle color, and I wanted to just have a mixed combination of neon with this one. Now before having my neon colors, I need to put up my varnish. This is a very important step when you are working with your decoupage napkins. Just seal up your napkin so that whenever you're using any other color mediums, it does not smudges with that. Be a little quick, don't overdo, don't over rub your napkin. One layer of varnish, and this is so good to go for your the next layer of your colors and the other mediums. So here I am done with my varnish. Now again I will be using my heat gun to dry this up. Vaishali, I got this from some of the stuffs are from Amazon, some of the stuff are from the stores, and yes, they are, all of these stuffs are easily available. I will share up all the links down, so don't worry about that. So in my previous video we had worked with only one shade of color. Now today here we will be doing a nice color blending work. So what I'm going to do is I will be taking up this plastic sheet. So whenever I use my color blending work, either I use acrylic block or I use such kind of plastic sheets, because color palette is something which I am not very comfortable with. Now I am going to take up all my neon colors bit by bit. So the colors what I'm using are acrylic colors. If you want, you can play around with nice shimmer sprays. If you want, you can play around with chalk paints. The color choice is completely yours. That what kind of colors you want to use. I'll take some green. So I have decided I'm going to use all the shades of neon. Girls, if you have any query, please feel free to ask me. I will be more than happy to help you all. Of course, you can ask me later on. Also, all these videos will be live, will be there on my Facebook page, on our group, and also on our YouTube channel. So I have taken all the 4 shades of neon, and now we will be playing with this. Let me have some of the round brushes, because I just feel that with the round brushes the color blending work becomes much more easier and they look more beautiful. So yes, Lena, the varnish what I have used here, now this is the varnish which I highly recommend all of you. This is an Edgware PU varnish. So this is a water based varnish. Now what I do is every time I take up my varnish in a small jar, I add the 30% of the amount what I have used my varnish. So I keep it in a small jar so that it becomes more handy when I'm working with my project. This is a varnish which I recommend. It's an Asian paint, Edgware PU. It's a water based varnish. So do try this one, girls. This is a little expensive than your other varnishes, but then this lasts long. So I bought this around 1.5 years back, and still it has so much quantity that you can run for next 5-6 months at least. So yeah. Next, we are going to start playing with our colors here. Now, I will take up my another container, and now we will start adding some water to it. Let me just spray some color, plain water. Now in this spray bottle, I have just the plain water, and I'm spraying this on all my acrylic colors, and I'll do 1 coat of spray on my base, and now we'll start blending the color. Now just because I have done water here, so you will realize that my color blending is becoming so easy. So that's the only reason you add up some water to your base before doing your color blending work. But like I always say, that whenever you're using your texture paste, you need to be a little careful. You can't overdo with your water, or you can't overdo rubbing of it. Puna, the rate of that varnish is approximately 800. I bought that 1 year back, so I don't know the current price, but somewhere between 750 to 800, I guess. And the longer time you can use it, and that is something which I have done to my both the projects which I have used for interiors and for exteriors, and I have no complaints at all. I absolutely don't have any complaints at all. So do try that. I highly recommend that varnish. Now I'm just blending in the colors here and there. Now even if on the areas where I have done my decoupage, I just want to have this neon yellow color so that it blends well with my base. And the best part of using varnish is that my napkin is not absorbing the color. Otherwise, if you add up color on your napkin, It will absorb and it will lose its original color, and that is something which we don't want right now. So I'm just blending in some color. I'm not in particular that which color I will be using where. I'm just trying to blend it and make it much more colorful than it can be. So this looks beautiful. I need to add some more water here so that I can blend in some more color. Let me take up some orange color here. And this looks beautiful. So you can have the same effect with your watercolor. You can have the same effect with your chalk paints, with your metallic paint. And this is a plain spray which I'm using right now. This has just the water in it. That's it. This is just a plain water. Nothing has been added to that. And I am spraying my plain water to make sure that my color blending work becomes easier. Now on my clay motif, now this is the clay motif which we had done. I'm going to blend in all the colors a bit and make sure that it looks beautiful, like my bird out there. So yeah, this is done and this looks beautiful. In my previous live session, I had already shown you that you can use any color mediums whenever you're doing your project. It's just you need to have that quick technique that what kind of look and feel you want for your project, and it will be so good to go. Now wherever I see any of the colors on my napkin, I'll just take up a cloth and I will dry it out, and you can see there is no change on my decoupage napkin. It is as it is. So it has not taken up any color at all. I'll just fill up some of the colors here so that this blends well, this part particularly, and we are done. Now I would like to show you that how my gesso has helped my motif. Now if you see this clearly, so because of the white gesso, the colors have been absorbed so well and they look so much blended and beautiful. So yeah, this is done for now. Now let me keep this aside. Let me keep this also aside. Let me clean up my table a bit because this is looking a lot messy now. And yes, please do make sure that you have a water container whenever you're working so that you can quickly clean up your brushes. No worries, Shruti, you can always see this video on my Facebook page, on my YouTube channel. And girls, once again, please do keep on sharing this video as much as you can. Now I'll run my heat gun here, and we still need to add a sentiment here, but don't worry about that. We will be adding that for sure. Now as we are done with this, it has almost dried out, not completely but almost, so I'm going to keep it aside to dry. Now this is a sentiment which we have taken, like we have decided to use this, and this is my glitter basket. So in this basket I keep all the glitters whatever I have. Now I am thinking of doing a glitter work on my sentiment, and I really want this to look more beautiful. So this is another very quick tip. How to clean up your varnish brushes? Oh, that's super easy. You just like immediately after use, dip your brushes in the water and you are done. Otherwise, I have also done a video especially on cleaning up your paint brushes. It's there on my channel, check that. Girls, please keep on sharing this video as much as you can. Please, please, please. Okay, now we are going back to our sentiment. Now here what I'm going to do is, this is my liquid adhesive and I'm going to have this on my, let me zoom in the camera so that you can watch it carefully. I hope this is clear, girls. I hope this is clear. So this is my sentiment, and I'm going to cover this up completely with my liquid adhesive. And can you see this now? I'm just doing it on my sentiment, no extra outside dropping of my adhesive, not at all. And if you do it perfectly, it will take this shape. Can you see this? So this is one of the very fun techniques which I absolutely love, and this makes sure that your sentiments are really highlighted. Just be a little careful when you are doing this, and it's super easy. So if you don't have a liquid adhesive, you can use your matte mediums, you can use your decoupage glue, even they will also work perfectly. It's absolutely fine. There is nothing that you cannot use. So let me take this paper upside down because I have just had my adhesive there. Now the fun part is to have your glitter on this. Now I will be taking up this golden color glitter. Let me zoom this out. Okay, so I am using this one, and I'm going to sprinkle this on my complete sentiment. Be a little generous when you are adding your glitter. You need to make sure that your all the area wherever you have applied your adhesive is covered really well. So once it dries out, it's going to look absolutely beautiful. Now with a palette knife, I am going to take this out very clearly, and can you see this? Let me show you this beautiful piece. Oops, yeah, can you see how beautiful this looks? So this was super easy. You have any of your MDF sentiments, add your liquid adhesive, then add your glitters, and then the most important thing is to let it dry completely for good enough time. And if you don't have much of time, then you can always use your heat gun, but be a little careful and you are so good to go. Yes, Poonam, this really looks so lovely, and I'm a big fan of this step whenever I have to do it. Now very quickly I will be adding my liquid adhesive on the back side. Yes, Poonam, it's super easy, and trust me, your project looks absolutely gorgeous with this just one simple tip and with one simple step. So do try this, girls. And like I said, I have a Facebook group where you can share your projects, and every month we have a lucky winner for that also. So now I am going to stick this here, so you can see how beautiful this looks. Please do not press it too much because it's still wet. Your glitters are wet, your this portion is really wet. Now we will move on to the next step. Now the next step is to add some flowers here, and here I have some of the stock of beautiful flowers, and I also have a stock of some of my handmade paper flowers. So I will be combining both of these. So I will just take up some of the bright colorful flowers, and I will try to create a beautiful patch on this one. Now if you don't have paper flowers, you can always make them. I have done a video where you can create your own beautiful paper flowers. So all these flowers what you are seeing here are my handmade paper flowers. So they are super easy. They are super easy to make, and do check that video on my channel. Sarika, what do you want me to show? Like tell you, I didn't get that. If you can just help me out. If you can just tell me again, what do you want to see? Because I really, right now I can't scroll up that thing. Now let me add some of the beautiful flowers from this packet. Hi Vinita. Thank you so much. I'm glad you girls are liking it. Please do let me know in the comment section if you are liking this video. And if you want, you can suggest me something for the next time. Then we can plan it out accordingly. I'm just taking some of the random colors. I'm not going with the same exact colors what we have done on our page. And yeah, I think this is good. Let us see. Now we will be taking up our liquid adhesive and we are going to stick this. First we will make a nice combination here. Let me add up. Let me just try to create a combination here so that it's easier for me to stick it later on. I think this is good. So what I'm going to do is I will take up my liquid adhesive and stick this. So all the buds are something which I always stick at the last. I don't stick my buds in advance. I do it at the last step. Now this is done and I need to add this one too. Now once you are done with this, then you can add your buds. Now whenever you're sticking your buds, what you need to do is just add the adhesive on the points which is going to stick to your base and just slide it inside your flower so that its strings are not visible. If you want, you can use your heat gun also. That will be making your efforts much more easier than your liquid adhesive. But liquid adhesive do last much longer than your glue gun. Sarika, today we are making a door hanger with mixed media and decoupage art. Let me add this up here. And I'll add this one on the other corner. So yeah, this is done. Reverse decoupage, yes, definitely we can do, and I'm sure you're going to love that also. So yeah, next time maybe we can try up doing reverse decoupage. So let me plan out next session very soon and then we can do that. So whatever the supplies what I'm using is going to be there on my channel. I'll share the links very soon, and you can check our Facebook group in the name of Growing Craft, where you can see all these stuff, and you can even share your products pictures there, your handmade creations there, and we would love to see that. Also please do subscribe to my channel, friends, and I'm sure you will love that too. Now here in this one we are going to add some more of these blings. This is just to add some more extra drama. I always call them as adding drama because they make your project look so fancy. So yeah, that is something which I really like, making your project a little more fancy. So I will be adding these blings here and there. So these are just the cute shiny stones, and I'll stick them. So usually they come with an adhesive, so this is how it is. They stick well, but I love having my own adhesive beneath that, because I frankly don't trust these blings at all. So I'm just adding some of the blings here and there to make it a little more catchy. This is completely optional. If you don't have these blings, you can always use your glitters and that will be absolutely fine. So don't worry about that. I just need to add one more here and here. This looks good to me. I really hope that you all love this video. So I'm almost done. Now very quickly I will have to run a heat gun so that I can seal this up. Girls, do not forget to participate on our giveaway. Do share this video as much as you can, and yes, we will be announcing our winners by end of this week, and the winners of our earlier video live session will be announced by tomorrow morning on our Facebook page. So don't forget to check our page tomorrow morning. So here, first what we had done is we did our texture work, then we did our gesso work, and this is almost done. Now at the end, the most important thing is to seal up your project. So what we are going to do is, I have quickly run my heat gun here. Now I'm going to take a bigger flat brush. Always try to have a bigger flat brush. If you can have anything much more bigger than this, then it's absolutely great. Take up your varnish and just pour over your varnish so that it seals up your project really well. And this is just going to make sure that whatever you have used here is going to stay for longer time. Now here is a quick tip. Whenever I use my paper flowers, I always make sure that I use my varnish on the top of it. Why? Otherwise, if there is any dirt on your flowers later on, you cannot clean it up at all. There is no way of cleaning your paper flowers later on. So, but if you add your varnish to it, later on you can just wipe it with your any cotton cloth or with any of the wet wipes, and your work will be much more easier. And of course, they will be looking very beautiful for the longer time. So yes, so here we are done. Make sure that you add a generous amount of varnish. It will take the time to dry out for sure, but don't worry about that. Let it dry for a longer time and you will be good to go. How many coats of varnish you need to have? You can have good 2-3 coats of varnish. There is nothing harm in having good 2-3 coats of varnish. It always makes sure that your project lasts longer and it stays as it is for a longer time. Now one thing is left which is really important, and that is adding some glitter to it. Now this is one of my, again, quick tip for today. Now on my mat I'm taking up some glitter, and now I'll take some varnish, just 2-3 drops of varnish, and now I will be rubbing this on my complete project. I know this sounds crazy that you are adding glitter to your varnish, but let me show you that how beautiful this is going to look. So I'll just bring it up and show you. So can you see this shimmery part here? It's all because of your glitter. So whenever you are adding glitter to your varnish, it adds some extra spark to it. I'm just dipping this one very thin coat, and now I will let this dry. Now on my paper flowers, I am going to add some extra glitter, and I'll just brush it off with the same brush what I'm using for my varnish, so that it sticks well and lasts longer. So yes, with this we are done with our today's project. Now as I had promised you that if you don't want to buy any of the bases for your mixed media and decoupage work, on what you can work on. Now this is one of the chocolate boxes which I had, and I have done decoupage and mixed media work on this. So let me just show you. So this was the actual box of the chocolate, and on the top of it I have done a decoupage and mixed media work. So now this is a napkin and these are the texture work, and I've played around with the spray paint and acrylic paint. The video tutorial of this project is there on my channel, so you can use any of such cardboard boxes if you want to play around with the supplies and try out the decoupage and mixed media projects. So girls, with this our project is done. This is how it's looking, and I hope that you all liked it. And if you guys have any queries, you can comment below. I will try to reply back as soon as possible. And thank you so much for watching, girls, and please do make sure that you share this as much as you can, and the giveaway winner will be announced by this weekend. And for the previous live session, the winners will be announced tomorrow morning on our Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching, girls. Take care. Bye bye.
À deux doigts de nos lèvres, deux doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter. Le bonheur à sculpter de son ciseau d'enfer, des souvenirs impossibles à effacer. Le bonheur est passé à deux doigts de nos lèvres, deux doigts si fins que j'ai presque